So LinkedIn is an absolute powerhouse if you're trying to generate leads, if you're a consultant, freelancer, agency, B2B SaaS company trying to get demos. Use LinkedIn and use this strategy to generate tons of leads, which will lead to pipeline or revenue. Take my profile, for example. Just in the past 90 days, I got 1,160 profile views, 104,000 post impressions, and 220 search appearances. This has led to 10 new clients over the past 2 months and roughly 150 to 170,000 in revenue. It's really powerful. I really recommend you do this strategy. So this video is not going to be one of those generic videos talking about like sort out your profile, whatever it is. It's just going to go straight into the stuff that's actually working right now in 2025. And make sure you stick around to the end because I've got one extra tactic or strategy, whatever you want to call it, which is working extremely well. It's quite hard to implement, but if you can work it out, it's actually going to drive way more conversations with really high profile individuals. So the reason why we care about profile views, and this is one of the most important things, the post impressions are kind of all leading to this one metric, which is to get profile views. You want people landing on this page. This is really important. You got to treat this like a landing page. So you need to have the banner. You need to do all that basic stuff, which you can find in other videos. I'm not going to go too much into it. You got to have a really good title. You got to have a good profile picture. You got to have this banner. This banner is really important. This is the first thing people really see. They see your picture and they see this banner. So they need to know what you do, and it needs to be really clear. So that's the first thing you need to look at. Okay, so how do you get all these people going to that landing page, which is basically your LinkedIn profile? Well, you need to produce a lot of content, or you need to produce content. I'd say you need to produce at least 3 bits of content a week. And the types of content, again, this video is not really going, this is a bit more of an overview. I'm actually going to create a whole video all about content strategy on LinkedIn. So definitely look out for that and subscribe and like this video. That'd be awesome. So here's some of the content I'm creating right now. So there's this one I did yesterday. This one did okay. This one got 6,000. Some do really well, some don't do. You just need to be producing a lot of content and seeing what kind of works. A lot of the content that works for me, for example, is like showing my work. So saying, okay, this, like I generated here 1.2 million pipeline. It was a lot more than that actually with LinkedIn ads for a client. But basically I generated some results, and I basically in this post and going into a lot of detail, I'd show my process really in detail. So this actually is linking to getting people to click and go to a Loom video, which I show my process. But a lot of my posts are really in like detail. They go into long form. Here's one about conversation ads, and I'm testing like this kind of format. It didn't do that well. But actually, for example, carousels do really well. So again, this video is not about showing exactly what's working, what's not. But these carousels normally do quite well. I've got 2,750 impressions and 20 comments, a repost, and 37 likes. So I'm using a lot of video because I started getting better and better at video. I'm not great, but I'm still got a lot better because I've been making YouTube. I'm making videos for a long time. So doing video on LinkedIn is just really powerful because people can actually associate them with you. They don't always have the biggest reach, but I feel like they're really impactful because people who see and hear you, they get like an emotional connection. So I produce a lot of video, but just doing simple text stuff works really well as well. Text with an image works really well. The thing I've been noticing works extremely well recently is like having an infographic image, which is showing some kind of process, showing some kind of work. This just works really, really well. So you can use documents, which is basically this format up here. Document. So it's just a document which goes, it's like a carousel, but they call it document here. You can use video, which is 9:16, or 16:9, which is a lot what I use. People saying don't use 16:9. I'm finding they work really well. In fact, the distribution of 16:9 has been a lot better than my 9:16. This is going to change for sure, but this is for now, this is what I'm saying. The whole point is you need to be showing your work and you need to be producing content. I'd say you need to produce at least like good, solid posts at least 3 times a week. I'm going to make this other video on content strategy, so look out for it. I'll probably link it in the description below. Oh, by the way, if you want us to run your LinkedIn ads for you, you can schedule a phone call on my website. I'll leave a link in the description below. It's kin.co, Kiin.co. Okay, so now you're producing content, you're getting eyes on that content, people are liking, people are commenting, all this kind of stuff. Some of those people are actually going to see this come up a lot. So actually a lot of people are going to be clicking on this button here, which goes to your website. So every time you pop up on the feed, because I'm paying for premium, I get this visit my website. So I'd recommend you actually just pay for LinkedIn Premium. This one call to action is really powerful because it sends a lot of traffic to my website, which converts into phone calls. Once you have your profile sorted, you're writing a bunch of posts every single day or 3 times a week, and you have a lot of traffic now coming to your profile. Some of those people are going to DM you and go, hey, Phil, I want to talk to you about what you're writing about. You wrote that post. I saw your post about X, Y, and Z. could I talk to you about running LinkedIn ads for us? This is the kind of DMs I get all the time. And those lead to phone calls, and they lead to basically getting clients. And they're high trust as well, because when they're seeing you posting a lot and getting all that social proof, the phone calls just become a lot easier because they're seeing you post on LinkedIn all the time. So you look like a thought leader. Once you've got that, I would recommend you also use HeyReach or a tool or LinkedIn automation tool. You can use any other LinkedIn automation tool. I'll leave an affiliate link for HeyReach, which is my favorite by far, in the description below. With HeyReach, you can basically just like actually get your profile doing things that you don't really want to be doing manually because it just takes too much time. So you can be viewing people's profiles, and each time you view someone's profile, some of those people they get a notification that Phil saw your profile. They'll click like, who's Phil? And they'll check your profile back. And some of those people are just right there and then will connect with you or follow. Then I do a follow, and then I do a send request. I don't have any message in that first send request. I just send a request, and that's it. This is great because this is connecting with 40 people every single day, which roughly 20 of them are actually accepting the connection request. You could do this manually, but I would just recommend you use a tool like HeyReach. Also, there's a limit to how many people you can connect with a day. If you don't have a warmed up account, start with 10. Once your account is really active, you can go up to something like 40 a day, and you're going to be just connecting with your exact ICP, i.e. your ideal client profile, every single day. So for example, I'm connecting with VPs of marketing in tech companies, and every day I'm just connecting with them. I'm looking at their profile, they're looking at my profile. Some of this turns into them actually seeing my posts. I also have this follow-up message for anyone who connects with me. I just say, hey, here's a bunch of awesome resources. Here I am. That's it. I'm not pitch slapping. I'm not doing anything. I write, here is a bunch of useful resources around LinkedIn ads just to say hello. Here's a Loom video, and here's some free Canva templates. Hope that useful. Hugs from Lisbon, Phil. This is just like a, hey, here I am. I run LinkedIn ads, and here's loads of useful stuff. You don't really want to be too salesy in this first message. And that's all I do. From the people who connect with me, I'm hoping they're going to start seeing my content, and obviously that loop is going to push them into knowing who I am more and hopefully wanting to work with me when the time is right for them. Okay, so now you have your organic system working really well. Let's say there's a trickle of leads coming in there. They're coming inbound, they're DMing you, they're coming to your website. Now you've proven it. You've been posting 3 times minimum a week for a few weeks. You've proven that the organic's working. Now you can put some money into it with an ad format called thought leader ads. Thought leader ads are amazing because they boost your personal profile. Whereas traditionally, this only came out about a year and a bit ago. Traditionally with LinkedIn ads, you could only boost your company page, which looked a bit more generic and wasn't even half as powerful. Now it comes with your own profile. It looks like an organic post, but the only thing that gives away is this promoted by kin, bit here, which I actually quite like. Some people then end up clicking to your company page, which is awesome. So generally what I do is I boost 5 posts a month, and I put about $1,000 behind it. And that's what I'd recommend. I'd recommend the minimum being about $500 if you have that kind of budget. But I'd say 1,000 works a little bit better because you need to get enough impressions. You can't just feed one impression to someone. You need to make sure they see multiple bits of your content before they really engage with who you are, what you do, and all that kind of stuff. One of the really cool things about LinkedIn thought leader ads is you can actually put your posts, which are already working, whereas the algorithm actually just pushes out quite randomly. Like a lot of agency owners and marketing people who work for agencies and that kind of stuff see my content. I don't really want them to see my content, but with LinkedIn ads, we can actually just push our content to the exact ideal client profile. So for example, I'm putting my content in front of head of growth, VP of marketing, growth marketers, these kind of people from these kind of companies and these industries. And I have high growth type of companies. So I'm really I like this size because for the type of budget, your budget needs to match the size to get enough impressions. Okay, now this is the part that I said I would put at the end, a really powerful part to make the system even more powerful. So we have an organic system working. We have inbound leads coming from LinkedIn. We have inbound leads coming through our DM and from on our website. We're boosting it with LinkedIn ads, putting it in front of the exact ideal client profile. So they're seeing it now. So now we're exponentially growing the amount of inbound coming from that. And now what we're going to do is actually an outbound. An outbound is really powerful. We're going to start conversations with people who are engaging with our posts, both organically and through paid. It doesn't matter. And the paid is just going to scale that out. So for example, you can use a tool like Triggerfy, which I'll leave a link in the description below if I have an affiliate link. If not, just go to their website. But with Triggerfy, you can actually monitor and collect all the people who liked and commented on your post. And then we can push that into our outbound tool and connect with people. And I would even do it manually. potentially, but you can just push it straight to your outbound tool and connect your outbound tool with Triggerify. And then anyone who's connected or liked, you can then connect. If you're not connected to them, you can then connect with them and send them a nice little message. And you can write messages such as like, hey, I saw you liked my post about, doing account-based targeting with LinkedIn ads. Is this something you've been looking into? You can start these conversations with people about the service you're producing and doing for them, which is really great because this is called intent-based outbound. Having intent but before doing an outbound, it's just super powerful. If someone's liking or commenting on your post, they're part of your, say they're a B2B VP of marketing from a tech company and they liked your post about LinkedIn ads, that's showing some form of intent. And so and it also gives you a segue to ask them, hey, I saw you liked my post. So they already kind of know you. It's called warm outbound. They kind of already know you and you have a segue to communicate with them. Hey, I saw you liked my post. Are you interested in, doing that specific thing that post was talking about? I can help you with that, by the way. It's just really powerful by doing intent-based. So mixing both this inbound, outbound system is just super powerful. You're mixing a few different things here, from organic to LinkedIn ads with 4-lead ads and outbound, warm outbound. And together it creates a powerhouse of both inbound and outbound leads. Okay, make sure you watch this next video on content strategy. I'm going to show you exactly how to get the organic side working really well, because that's basically where the pillar is. If you can get your organic working, the rest is just technical. We can do the rest. But you've got to make sure your posts are engaging. They're actually talking about top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. You don't only want broad topics. You might want really specific bottom of funnel, which get less reach but more conversions. But you also want to mix the content mix. So check out this next video, which I go into much more detail on that specifically.